Hello, this is Chris, and welcome to episode 6 on the Southern Bourbon and Whiskey Talk channel. Before we get started, I want to thank all my subscribers and just everyone that's come out to the channel to view the content. So as you're watching the video, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, like the video. And the topic of the video is going to be, we're going to do a blind testing between two popular Buffalo Trace products. So just take time to subscribe and like the video and even comment on it. I'd love to hear from everyone out there in the bourbon community. Also, I'd like to say the last video I did on Saturday, episode 5, on the bourbons I'm hunting this fall has been extremely popular. I've already got over 100 views, which, in just a few days, I'm just super appreciative and blessed. So thank you very much. Keep coming on out and give me some suggestions on things you'd like to watch. All right, so let's get into episode 6. And what I'm going to do is a blind testing between two very popular Buffalo Trace products. One of them is Blanton's. Blanton's has a cult following out there, and a lot of people just swear by the product, right? The other one that I'm going to be blinding here and comparing is E.H. Taylor Small Batch Bottled and Bond. So personally, in the past, I've never been fortunate enough to own one of these bottles. But since I've really gotten big into bourbon in the past few months, I've been on the look for these products, especially if you remember from my last video what I'm hunting for. E.H. Taylor is one of the bourbons I'm hunting for. But when I've had these bourbons in the past, I've definitely had a preference for E.H. Taylor over Blanton's. Blanton's, to me, just came off kind of blah and pretty simple, just in my opinion. And again, it could have been my tasting and preference at that time. But let's see what we get today. As far as the differences between the two, they're both Buffalo Trace products. One of them, E.H. Taylor, comes from Mash Bill 1, the Buffalo Trace Mash Bill 1, which is their lower rye mash bill. And it's hard to find anything exact on what the percentages are on the mash bill, but it's rumored to be a 10% or less rye content, meaning it's definitely on the less spicy side and leans more sweet. And versus Blanton's comes out of Mash Bill 2, which is their higher rye mash bill, and it's rumored to be between 10 and 15% rye. So it's hard to find anything out there on it. So let's get into the tasting and the blinding. So what we're going to do is we're going to call this one right here A, and we're going to call this one on my right B. And I have the bottles in the background. I've got them covered up and everything. A is over here, B is over here on my right, and we'll reveal those when I get ready. So we'll get started, and I have some water here to cleanse my palate. So let's start off here on the left with selection A. So give it a swirl. So comes off right away. Sweet. Get a little of the caramel. like red berries on it. Like a dark chocolate. All right, so that's kind of what I get initially on the initial nose. So let's dive in and see what we have on the palate. Definitely the palate follows what the nose give me. Good and sweet. It's almost like a if you've ever had the cotton candy. You know, I remember that from a kid. Has that kind of a flavor. A kind of a toasted brown sugar. It's definitely not hot on the back end at all. It's very smooth. The mouth coating is kind of, you know, medium. It's not great. It's not terrible, and everything. So I am very pleased with this so far. If somebody poured me that, without a doubt, I would be extremely happy with that pour. So, all right. So let me drink a little water. All right, let's go in for selection B. All right, I'll give it a swirl. All right, so has some sweetness to it as well. Definitely it's not a strong pepper presence at all. But it's sweet for sure. Okay. So, and almost like an apple, like a green apple. You know, like one of those crisp, fresh green apples. Very good. So let's give it a taste. See what we have. So definitely sweet. You know, the brown sugar got like that light fruit there on the back end. I get a little of the pepper and everything on it. So it's definitely a you know, if I had to say it's a little more coming off more complex than the first one on my left, A. But a lot of this, you know, it depends on what mood you're in and everything. Neither one of them is bad at all by no means. So, you know, the mouth coating on it, again, it's not terrific, but it's not bad. It's kind of average. You know, one thing, depending on which one's A, which one's B, and I kind of forgot to mention this, you know, the E.H. Taylor bottled bond's 100 proof. So usually your higher proof bourbons will have a better mouthfeel. Blanton's single barrel's a 93 proof product. But as far as the mouthfeel, they're pretty equal, you know, and as far as the, you know, the Kentucky hug going down and grabbing your chest, I don't get a lot of that on either one of them at all. So, so they're very equal. Man, this is going to be tough. So I'm going to go in for one more on each of them and see before I render a judgment on this. So now let's go in for another one on A. So all right. So let's do B again. Though both of them are excellent products. Very happy with these. If I went to someone's house or went to a whiskey bar and somebody bought me either one of these, I'd be extremely excited about them. But right now, if I had to just pick a winner, I'm going with B. And the reason I'm going with B is it's a more complex product. And it has that sweetness on the nose, and then there's something bright on it as well. So it's a more complex than A is and everything. So I'm gonna go with B. That's kind of my final decision. So let's reveal what we got here and see. So for A, over here on my left, let's see what we have. We have Blanton's 93 proof single barrel. All right, so that kind of goes with what my previous experience has been, but I will tell you, and I'll show you. It's hard to read. It's a smudged out. And by the way, these are samples that some people on another bourbon community I follow sent me. So it's kind of hard to see. It got smudged out, but it's Blanton's, and you can see on the bottom 93 proof and everything. But I'll tell you, the last time, about 2 weeks ago, that I tried Blanton's, I was not extremely pleased with it at all. But tonight, that Blanton's product comes off a lot better. And the other thing to keep in mind, Blanton's is a single barrel product. So, if you get a bottle from another barrel, it can be quite a bit difference there as well. So, I'm very happy with that and everything. But, my palate's on, obviously, tonight. So, in the past, I've had a preference for E.H. Taylor. And as you can see, this one is the E.H. Taylor. And this is the 100 proof small batch bottle and bond. All right. So that was my top selection, and again, E.H. Taylor is a bottle I'm on the hunt for this fall. Any E.H. Taylor product. So that's kind of my opinion on it. Tonight I prefer E.H. Taylor, and that's kind of been my preference in the past over the Blantons. But again, I'm a retired military guy, and the bottom line here is, for the right price, either one of these products is a buy. All right, I will tell you that, but I'll also tell you and I'm a big believer in any product. Don't overpay for this stuff. There's too much good bourbon out there to be paying, say, $150 for a bottle of Blanton's when that's a $55 to $70 bottle, depending on where you're at. And E.H. Taylor small batch, that goes from anywhere $45 to $65. So for those prices, those are extremely good bourbons. But when you start talking about these ridiculous secondary markets, stay away. All right, that's just my opinion. If you get into the secondary market, good on you. But I'm not. So. All right, so we'll close it out. Again, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate all of the folks coming out and watching, and all my subscribers. My goal here over the next month and a half is to get up to over 100 subscribers. So if you could support me in that cause, spread the word to your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, friends, with that, cheers to everyone, and good health, and until next time, happy bourbon drinking.